Ever wondered if Brazilian banks look at foreign loan applicants the way most of us look at instruction manuals? Well, put away your Portuguese phrasebook and turn off your financial panic button. Turns out, getting a loan in Brazil as a foreigner isn't as impossible as finding a quiet spot on Copacabana Beach during summer. But it does have its quirks. Stick around and I'll show you how to turn those quirks into perks. First things first, can you, a non-Brazilian, get a loan in this land of endless paperwork? The short answer is yes. The longer answer is yes, but with more steps than a samba dance tutorial. Here's what's up. Brazilian banks don't care if you're from London or from Londrina. What they care about is your ability to pay back the loan. Novel concept, I know, right? Now, if you're legally residing in Brazil and are an employee of a Brazilian company, you're already halfway there because you'll qualify for the equivalent of a payday loan. And if you own some property here in Brazil, even better. You can use that as collateral faster than you can say obrigado. For business loans, you'll have to show the CNPJ or the company's registration documents plus evidence of income in order to land financing. By the way, Bradesco Bank seems to be keen on making these kinds of loans. And no, I'm not sponsored by Bradesco in any way. I just remember my non-Brazilian wife having an easy time with them when it came to getting a loan for her business. Now, let's talk limits. Or rather, the lack thereof. There's no maximum loan amount for foreigners. It's like a per kilo restaurant except the food is money and your plate size is determined by your financial health. Appetizing, isn't it? Let's break down this financial feast into digestible bites. Step 1. Gather your documents. You'll need your CRNM or the protocol number if your residency application is still pending. You'll also need your CPF, proof of residence, and income statements. Basically, you'd be assembling the Avengers of paperwork. Step 2. Pick your financial sidekick. Not all banks play with foreigners, but the following do. Nubank, which is the cool kid on the block. Santander. Banco Original. C6 Bank, not to be confused with R2D2. Banco do Brasil, which is about as Brazilian as gets. Itaú, Bradesco, and Caixa. Step 3. If you haven't already, open a bank account, which I've already covered in this video up here. I mean, after all, the Brazilian bank kinda needs to know where to send your loan money to, right? Step 4. Apply for that loan and steel yourself for some hardcore number crunching. Step 5. When you get to the loan agreement, focus on the CET, which stands for Custos Efetivo Total or Total Effective Cost. It's the fine print that's actually in big bold letters. In it, you'll not only find the interest rate that you'll be paying monthly, but the whole smorgasbord of other service fees, insurance charges, and taxes that the bank will throw at you like a hot potato. And just so you know, here's the actual formula that the Brazilian Central Bank makes all financial institutions use when calculating CET. If you're not a math nerd, relax. The bank will give you a simple breakdown of your CET as long as you ask them for it before committing to any loan. Also know that any CET above 50% per annum is considered abusive and puts you in loan sharking territory. If that happens, you can reach out to the Consumer Defense Agency, Procon, to give them a heads up and they'll take it from there. Step 6. With your CET in hand from one institution, shop around other banks for the best deal. It's not cheating, it's called being financially savvy. That's why getting the CET from each bank is so important. And once your loan is approved, the money hits your account faster than an influencer's Instagram post going viral. I'm talking 24 hours here, folks. Now, a word of wisdom. Just because you can borrow us Brazilians weight in reais doesn't mean you actually should. Assess your repayment ability very carefully. You don't want to be that person who has to sell their Havaianas collection to make payments. When comparing loans, channel your inner haggler. Brazilian banks expect a negotiation. It's like financial dating. It takes two to make a good deal together. And speaking of deals, Did you know that Brazil has ridiculously good options when it comes to real estate investing in growing parts of the country? Check out my next video where I look into one of the fastest growing regions of Brazil and where you can put your money to work for you. And there you go, guys. The insider's guide to getting a loan in Brazil as a foreigner, a gringo. It's not rocket science, although sometimes it could feel that way. Remember, patience is your best friend in this process. Well, patience and a good accountant. See you in the next video.